Adanna watched in disbelief as her twin sister Adobe whispered into Chuka's ear, and he smiled back at her. The two sisters had always shared everything together, but now jealousy was driving them apart. Once upon a time, in a small village in Nigeria, there lived twin sisters named Adanna and Adobe. They were inseparable and did everything together. They wore the same clothes, ate the same food, and even shared the same dreams. Everyone in the village admired their bond and often said they were like two halves of the same soul. One sunny afternoon, as they were fetching water from the stream, they met Chuka, a handsome young man who had just moved to the village. Chuka was strong, kind, and had a cute smile. Both sisters were instantly drawn to him. At first, they giggled and blushed together whenever Chuka passed by. They talked about him for hours, each one imagining what it would be like if he chose her. But soon, the shared admiration turned into a silent competition. Adana noticed that Adobe started wearing her best clothes whenever they went to the stream, and Adobe couldn't ignore the way Adana always tried to engage Chuka in conversation. One day, as they sat under the big mango tree in the village square, Chuka approached them with a broad smile. He greeted them warmly and handed each a ripe mango. Adana's heart raced as she bit into the sweet fruit, but her happiness was short lived when she saw the way Chuka looked at Adobe. That night, Adana lay awake, staring at the ceiling. She couldn't shake off the feeling of jealousy that had taken root in her heart. Adobe, sensing her sister's unease, tried to talk to her, but Adana turned away, pretending to be asleep. As days turned into weeks, the tension between the two sisters grew. They no longer laughed together or shared their secrets. Adana would often find herself alone, lost in thoughts of what she could do to win Chuka's heart. Adobe, on the other hand, felt guilty but couldn't deny her feeling for Chuka. One fateful evening during the village festival, Chuka asked Adobe to dance. Adana watched from a distance, her heart breaking as she saw the happiness on her sister's face. She couldn't take it anymore and ran into the forest, tears streaming down her face. The once unbreakable bond between the twin sisters was now strained, and the whole village began to notice. The elders whispered among themselves, wondering what had come between Adana and Adobe. The next day, Adana woke up with a puffy eyes and a heavy heart. She couldn't focus on her chores, and her mind kept drifting to Chuka and Adobe. She felt a pang of guilt for letting her jealousy ruin their bond, but she didn't know how to fix it. Meanwhile, Adobe noticed her sister's distress. She missed the days when they were inseparable, and she felt a deep sadness for what they had lost. She decided it was time to talk to Adana, no matter how difficult it might be. That evening, Adobe found Adana sitting by the stream, staring into the water. She sat down beside her and took a deep breath. Adana, we need to talk, she said softly. Adana looked at her sister, tears welling up in her eyes. I am so sorry, Adobe. I let my jealousy get the best of me. I miss you so much. Adobe hugged her sister tightly. I miss you too. Shuka shouldn't come between us. We were happy before he came, and we can be happy again. They sat by the stream for hours, talking about everything they had been feeling. They cried, laughed, and slowly started to heal the rift between them. They realized that no matter what, their bond as sisters was more important than anything else. In the weeks that followed, they focused on rebuilding their relationship. They spent more time together, helping each other with chores and sharing their dreams once again. The village noticed the change and smiled, happy to see the twins mending their bond. Chuka, on the other hand, had no idea of the problem he had caused. He enjoyed the company of both sisters, but never imagined he would come between them. When he noticed the distance growing between Adana and Adobe, he decided it was best to step back. One day, Chuka called the twins to the village square. "I have decided to leave the village," he said. "I never meant to cause any trouble between you two. I hope you can forgive me." Adana and Adobe looked at each other and then back at Chuka. "We forgive you," Adana said. "We allowed our feelings to come between us, but we've learned our lesson." Chuka smiled, relieved. "I am glad to hear that. I wish you both all the happiness in the world." And with that, Chuka left the village, and life slowly returned to normal. The twins continued to work on their bond, growing closer every day. They realized that their love for each other was stronger than any external force and vowed never to let anything come between them again. In time, their bond became even stronger than before. They laughed together, supported each other, and faced life's challenges hand in hand. The village once again admired the twin sisters, whose love for each other had triumphed over jealousy and heartache. And so Adana and Adobe's story ended not with a handsome man, but with a renewed and unbreakable bond between two sisters who had learned the true value of their relationship.